Johnny Depp reportedly drank heavily and was constantly late on the new Pirates movie set. Did I read that right?
You did, reportedly.
The next
These are
article,
all hit
also
pieces.
from May
These
10th,
are dregs,
2017.
sir.
Mr.
This
Depp,
is a pathetic attempt.
Mr. Depp, please just respond to the question.
What do you think was the biggest factor in Johnny Depp's win in the defamation case he fought against ex-wife Amber Heard? Well, obviously it's Johnny's legal team's magnificent strategy. But do you also want to know the reason why Amber Heard lost? Obviously, because they were doing the exact opposite of what Team Depp was doing. In case you are curious about the other details about Johnny's win against Amber, make sure you keep watching because Ben spilled some interesting tea about it. So, what went wrong for Team Amber and how did Team Johnny use it for their advantage? Let's find out. One of the exciting things that happened in the defamation trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was the battle between the legal counsels for the ex-celebrity couple. Every time they take the stand, do cross-examinations, and direct, many of us can't help but feel the thrill and excitement.
What was
Try
your
to answer
question?
my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
But I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard, I don't use it synonymously.
That's how donations are paid.
Ms. Heard, respectfully,
An example would be the much-talked-about cross-examination moment of Camille Vasquez, which fans think is the major reason why Johnny Depp won the trial. Depp's legal team executed their plan so flawlessly that many people couldn't help but applaud them, but Depp's team revealed that it took them a lot more to win the case for their client. In an interview with BHBA, Ben Chu and Camille Vasquez talked about the moments they thought were crucial in their win.
And because we were so busy, we couldn't memorize the closing. We had the dilemma. Do we want to be before the jury just with a big stack of notes, which is kind of awkward, or do we want to, seek protection behind the big podium, which would look like we were afraid and not believing in ourselves?
Ben mentioned that they were undecided on whether they would position themselves close in front of the jury on their closing argument like it's supposed to be, or stay back on the podium a little bit far away since they weren't able to memorize their closing argument due to a busy schedule. Johnny's counsel also shared how they were a little worried that they might appear scared and unprepared standing at the podium. But guess what? They were able to deliver an amazing closing statement nonetheless. Many fans do admire these two attorneys' work during the trial. One fan commented, "I think Ben and Camille are a representation of a healthy work environment. Ben has full confidence in his team. I think the firm will mold good lawyers and great leaders."
As Camille said, there were Johnny had some great lines in his direct that we hadn't anticipated, that were just quite, when the other side would say, well, did I read that correctly? He would really undercut it by saying, you read that quite well, Mr. Rottenborg. So he was able to disarm opposing counsel without being snarky or without being disrespectful, which, as you know, is not what you want your witnesses to be.
Chu also mentioned that Johnny surprised them with great comeback lines every time the opposing counsel asked him questions, which obviously also took them off guard. Among these reasons, though, Ben believes that sticking to who they are and refraining from copying the opposing team helped them seal their win.
You can't do the exact same thing that someone else does. It doesn't work. You have to find your own, what makes you you, and then give that to the jury. Do you see that yourself, Ben?
Yeah. Oh, I think, Tony, that is spot on. I think that is such a great practice point, because you can't emulate somebody else. You can pick up certain things. Oh, Tony did this really well. I can try to fold that in, but I couldn't possibly be you. And we all have our own strengths and weaknesses. And I completely agree.
Ben also stated that the best way to win the jury's favor is to show your own style and affect them using that. He mentioned that there is no way you can win by copying something that the other party did. Well, with this failing strategy, it can be predicted where the appeal is going. I think the upcoming appeal will surely be interesting as well. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time.